Hi, my name is Jazmin Elizondo. I'm a little nervous. I don't like to hear my voice in camera. I don't know if that's just me or anybody else, but I think it's weird. My name is Jazmin Elizondo. I'm 22 years old. I just transferred from Texas A&M University in College Station. I was a Spanish major at Texas A&M University. I switched over here. I transferred because I wanted to be closer to home. I felt like I was too far away, and honestly, I missed my culture. If anybody's been to College Station, you'd understand that it's different. There's not that many Hispanics. I didn't feel, I'm not gonna lie, A&M tries the best to try to include you, but it wasn't my fit. But now that I'm starting with UTRGV, I'm really excited for what the future has in hold for me here at this school. Just with this week alone, I feel like I've connected more than I did with people at A&M, and I'm having so much fun, to be honest. I'm going to say a little bit of my interest just so you can get to know me a little bit more. So I have two dogs. One's Bonnie, one's Kendall. Bonnie's a husky and Kendall's a schnauzer. The schnauzer is actually older than the husky, no matter, they're different sizes. But Kendall is 3 years old. She's turning 4 in July, and Bonnie actually turned 3 yesterday. So they're 6 months apart. They're my life. So I will probably be talking, if you guys know me, you know that I talk about my dogs a lot. So I just wanted to throw it out there. I do have 2 siblings. So right now I live with my mom and my 2 sisters, Yahaira and Yareli. So that's another reason why I moved here. Let's see. I guess I can give you one of my little hobbies. I love to collect DVD movies. I mean, it doesn't matter any kind. I mean, obviously it has to be something I'm interested in, but I do love to collect DVD movies. I mean, I have sagas like Twilight Saga. I mean, come on. Fast and Furious. I have a lot of comedy movies, chick flicks, of course, but that's one of my favorite things. I have right now about 200 DVD movies, I would say. So if you guys want to have a movie night or something, my place is the best place to be. I'm going to go ahead and start with, my major. So at A&M, I was a Spanish major. I moved over here and I decided to switch to interdisciplinary studies. I'm sorry, I struggle with that word sometimes, but yes, that's my major, interdisciplinary studies, only because when I was at A&M, I was in this program called Reads and Counts. And at Reads and Counts, it's funded by a grant, and I was able to work with kids in elementary schools, usually I was there for 2 years, so I got to work with kindergartners up to 4th graders mostly, and I would help them with reading, writing, and math. Usually one-on-one or sometimes groups of 5 or 6. But from right there, that's when I knew oh my God, this is my calling. I related to it so much. I think kids are just fascinating on how they adapt so easily and how they learn so quickly and they never forget. So right there in that moment, I just think about it and I'm like, oh my God, these students are listening to me. Even though I'm not their actual teacher, I was teaching them for just that hour, but they listen to you. They keep in mind what you say. They learn your strategies, and it was so fulfilling. So from then on, that's when I found my passion. I started school thinking I wanted to do something in the medicine field, but primarily physician assistant. I really wanted to do that. And I thought it was interesting, the anatomy and stuff. But when I started that program, that's where I knew, oh my God, this is me. This is what I want to do. So that's what I'm doing here at UTRGV. That's what I'm studying. I hope, to be a good teacher. That's the point of my educational career that I decided to become a teacher, hopefully down the road. What are some of the challenges of teaching? I think once you become a teacher, one of the challenges would be classroom management. There's going to be a lot of kids in the classroom. Some may be distracted, some may be, a little too hyper, but I think that's just one of the challenges that we're going to learn how to overcome, with great patience. So I would say that's definitely one of the challenges. Another challenge would probably be connecting with parents, because I feel that parents are big and they have a big role when it comes to student learning. It's not just, relying on the teacher, although the teacher, obviously they do their job and they teach the students, but it also has to help at home. And I feel like that's going to be another challenge, just reaching out, because, let's admit it, parents are working. Both parents are working sometimes, and it's really hard for them to get involved. So I feel like that's just going to be a challenge, but it's going to be fine. For right now, I think that's it. How would you address the needs of students with disabilities? Okay, so when it comes to students with disabilities, who knows more of the student than the parent? The parent knows the way they think. They know how they live at home, stuff like that. So I feel like it's very important to have that strong connection with their parents, to be able to know, like, oh, hi, like, I'm excited to work with your child, but if you have any, not tips per se, but just for me to get to know the student a little bit more and how their level of thinking, how they learn. I'd be more than happy to adapt of their learning style. If I can help or adjust my lectures, I will, and I can. So I think that's one of the ways I can probably help with a student with disabilities. What does fairness mean to you? How would you implement fairness in your classroom? So fairness means not leaving anybody out, treating everybody the same. There's no special treatment at all. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter who you are. As long as you treat all the students equally, I feel like that's being fair. Being fair is also not having favorites. Not having favorites, being able to communicate with each student exactly how you communicate with like any other student. I feel like that's being fair. How would you implement fairness in your classroom? Like, let's just say when it comes to punishing or rewarding a student, right? Like, let's just say one student, like, oh, he did something bad and you punish him a certain way. The other kid did the same exact thing. I'd have to punish him the same exact way. There's no excuse. If you punished him this certain way, the first student, you have to treat the other student the same. That would show all the students, like, okay, well, this is fair. You do the crime, you get the punishment, you know what I mean? And another way was rewarding. If you do something great, and you reward that one student, that other student's going to expect the same reward for the same attitude, for the same, if they did the same thing and it deserves to be rewarded, I'm going to reward them the same as I rewarded the other student. So I feel like that's another way of being fair. That's another way I can implement being fair. And, well, yeah, that's how I'll set, my classroom to be. You have to be consistent. You have to be fair with everyone. So I'm actually excited to take this course. I can't wait to learn. I can't wait to see what I learned from this class. I wish everybody a good semester and good luck.